Hi everyone, I'm here today with the game Einstein, His Amazing Life and Incomparable Science, published by Artana, which is now part of Genius Games. We're going to take a look at how to play the game, and then we'll come back at the end and I'll tell you my feelings related to the game. In this game, each player, 2 to 4 players, will take one of the Einsteins and sit in clockwise order from youngest to oldest, with young Einstein, prime Einstein, globetrotting Einstein, and wise Einstein last in order. The players are also going to take their idea tiles that go along with Einstein that they've chosen. They're in color. And the set of idea cards, they're going to shuffle their idea cards and then get 3 of those that they will take and look at secretly. We will also shuffle the major theory cards, place 3 out next to the play area where every player can see them, the prestige tokens where every player can have access to them during the game, and you're ready to play. In this game, we are collecting sets. We are making a pattern out in the middle where everybody can collaborate and add to the major theories that we are building. And we are competing to have the most prestige. As you play, you are going to take 2 tiles on your turn, any 2 tiles, they don't have to be the same, but place them out in the middle. There are some placement restrictions, so let's talk about those. On placement restrictions, at least one of the sides after initial one has been out must match up with another side. So in this case, you could put this one here so that this line matches up clearly. I'm making sure that those lines match up. It's both the length of the side and the lines on the tiles that have to match up. This would be an illegal placement. Now, I only have to match up one side, I don't have to match up 2 sides. So if there's additional tiles on the table, I don't need to worry about that as long as one side matches up. At any time, you're looking to complete a shape on an inspiration card in your hand, complete the requirements for a major theory card, or you can also get prestige tokens from other players using your tiles. If other players use your tiles to complete one of their inspiration cards on their turn, then you would immediately take one of the prestige tokens and add it to your play area so that you have that point at the end of the game. Let's look at how you can complete the shapes. You can complete more than one inspiration card. An inspiration card looks like this. This one, I would need a shape like this, a shape like this, and then finally, I would need to add a shape like this. Once I've done that, I play the mathematics challenge prestige card out in front of me, the inspiration card, out in front of me for 3 prestige that I will gain at the end of the game. In addition to my individual inspiration cards, I'm going to also worry about these major theory cards. While I'm playing inspiration cards, I always have to worry about getting the exact shape on the card. With major theory cards, I'm going to be trying to complete a general idea. Like this one says, connect 4 or more philosophy ideas together. It shows me what the philosophy ideas are, this shape. As long as 4 are connected, I can claim that on my turn. Whenever I finish my turn, I'm going to draw back up to 3 cards. Also, if I complete a major theory card, I'm going to put a new one out at the end of my turn. Opponents never collect prestige for completing a major theory. They only collect prestige when I've used one of their tiles to complete one of my own inspiration cards. Maybe it'll look like this. One other thing I should note is that idea tiles cannot be placed on top of a previously placed idea tile. You can't do that. So the play area is going to be flat. I'm connecting the lines on the tiles and connecting one edge to the same length. While inspiration cards are shapes, major theory cards each have a unique different requirement. They're one of the major ways to get points in this game, so be on the lookout for those. When completed, these also go face up in front of me to show players how many points I have. To review, you place 2 idea tiles on your turn, maybe something like this, and then if necessary, draw my hand back up to 3 inspiration cards, and then I replenish the available major theory cards to 3. That's my turn. It's really a very simple game. Then it's the next player's turn. The game's always going to have the same amount of turns, so if it's finished on the Prime Einstein's turn. Globetrotting and Wise Einstein will also each get a turn before the game ends. Young Einstein wouldn't get a turn again because Young Einstein has already taken a turn before Prime Einstein. So how would the game end? In one of three ways. A player draws their last face-down inspiration card into their hand, and there's none left on the board. The player draws and reveals the last face-down major theory card. Say that this deck is all out. Or a player has only two types of tiles, not two tiles, but two types of tiles left after placing their two idea tiles on their turn. So let's say I had diminished these two, and those two piles are the only ones that I have left. The game would end after everyone else had taken a turn. In every game, each player will always have the same number of turns. Again, if someone triggered the game in, continue playing until everyone has had a last turn, including the oldest Einstein. Count prestige on the inspiration cards that are face up in front of you, in this case 3, the major theory cards, in this case 4, and any prestige tokens that you've won from players using your tiles to complete their own inspiration cards. The most prestige wins. Final thoughts on this game? This is an easy to learn game. I really like it. It's simple, but it messes with the part of your brain as you make those shapes and think about how you're going to play. You can see what people are playing and playing out your turn, and nobody's directly interfering with your turn, but you are competing as you collaborate on the big idea in the middle. I like that it's not just about victory points. I like that it's not just direct competition, but there is a competitive element to it. I like that on each card, like many of Artana and Genius's games, there's historical information about Einstein and his life. So you can play this over some coffee with some friends, hang out, be able to read the cards, and just find out some things about him. I read a biography of Einstein a few years back, and it was interesting to see how many of the cards had information directly from that biography. I really enjoyed the flavor text on these cards. I also love the artwork. The artwork is great. If you enjoy easy to pick up, but games that will mess with your mind type of games, this is a good one for that. It's going to feel a little bit crunchy, but not too bad, especially since the rules aren't hard to learn. I should also note that Artana and Genius are some of my favorite publishing companies. Their games typically focus on historical science or just history in general, and especially with Genius, they make scientifically accurate games. I really like their games. I like the fact that they are fun to play, but they also can teach something. I've used them with my own kids, and I think that they make a wonderful product. I can't recommend them highly enough. That's Artana's parent company, Genius. I think that if you like tile placement, set collection, and that weird puzzly game without having to learn a lot of rules, this is a great choice. Given the artwork, given the wonderful company, I think that this is just a solid addition to anyone's library. Einstein, His Amazing Life, and Incomparable Science. Thanks for watching. Happy gaming.